But before we get into some situations, we're just going to do a little bit of chit-chat. Jake, what's going on?
I was in a car crash. Real light chit-chat. Yeah, it was terrifying.
Here we go.
It's a miracle I'm alive. No, I was pulling out of a turnout on Ventura Boulevard, and 4 Gen Z kids in a Mercedes SUV, just like, I could hear them coming of like, oh God, no cap, I can't brake. And being hit by a car full of Gen Z kids, it's like a clown car, except all the clowns have puffy jackets and neck tattoos. And like, they're just bouncing around the scene. They were all very polite. They were all like, they were very concerned about my well-being. They owned up to it very quickly. But it was also kind of muted because they just kept filming it and being like, we straight up just hit this guy's car. What? This is nuts. And it was
Use
weird.
a different filter.
So like being on this pod, I feel like when somebody hits you with their car, that's usually a free pass to be as big of a dick as you want. But I was just like, no, I've been a kid who hit somebody's car. The driver's clearly terrified. So it's a lot of like me hugging him, telling him, it's gonna be fine, man.
Hugging him?
And yes, no, I was hugging this kid. He was
He's like, I was in a car accident and then a giant man hugged me.
Made so much. Come here, child. I will protect you from guilt.
He took me into the sky on a vine.
You're paying for this, though. But the best part was there was like 5 or 6 middle-aged dudes just waiting on the bus near there, and it just became this very healthy masculinity, just hugging circle of like. And one guy just kept going from person to person, like, I went to high school across the street, and then he'd come in for a hug.
Why does Jake have more intimacy in his car crash than my entire life? What is?
You gotta open yourself up to it, man.
Were they really hugging you?
Oh yeah, no. I hugged every single one of those kids.
Were you crying?
No, they were. The driver was. His friends were not being considerate to him. They were like, oh my God, this is incredible. And this kid's just like, I think I'm gonna lose my license.
Was there a lot of like, oh, not the Benz, bro? Not the Benz. I wish we were driving the Chevy.
That was actually where I was like, I wanted to ask him, you can just write me a check for like $35K and we're square, because they were not upset about this car at all.
Wow.
Wait, what kind of car was it?
Mercedes SUV. It was one, you know how they are. It's like numbers and letters.
G-Wagon? Was it a G-Wagon?
No, I think I'd be dead if it was a G-Wagon.
Yeah, you would have exploded.
That hits you going 10 miles an hour. You're flying straight to Kansas. That's it.
Give it up for Jake. He was in a car crash. And he lived to tell the tale. Well, I'm a bit of an I'm the asshole. I was invited to a party for the first time ever, which was cool. No, I try to be funny at parties, and it doesn't go well. And I blame my subconscious. So what happened at this party is that there were this lesbian couple, and I was trying to joke with them. And then I was like, yeah, you guys are trying to avoid the male gaze. God. And they were like, that's an unfortunate thing to say.
Danny.
Yeah, no, it gets...
In what context?
Me trying to be a friend. Botch there. So, Sarah, it's your first time here in L.A., as a New Yorker.
It's not, but...
Well, I've been saying that for no reason.
This guy.
It feels like it, though. I haven't been here in so many years, and I still don't understand anything about the city, so...
What's been most remarkable to you, or what has stood out?
I have no idea.
Nothing at all? You got nothing? The palm trees, the weather?
Yes, the palm trees are beautiful. No, the weather has been disappointing. Like, I want my money back.
Well, actually, we were just trying to park in this area, and she goes, I think there's a murder house
Yes.
around here.
Okay, does anybody know about this murder house? It's like kind of 8 minutes up the hill. I didn't look at it on Google Maps.
We're in Hollywood. There's a lot of murder houses.
True. Yes.
Some of them have TV shows. Some are developing,
That's a true crime podcast host if I ever heard of one.
Yes, I love it.
Are there any crimes there's like I think I was...
You can go, I'm sure you can go on like a crime tour of LA.
Yeah.
Probably.
I feel like they're making those up most of the time.
What does this take?
It'd be so easy to scam people on a crime tour. True. Just like, and there's Murder Corner. So many murders. Like, don't even get me the Johnson one, Dave. Anyway.
You should give an improvised murder tour.
I'd love to do that.
I would love that. Well, guys, I'm really excited for this. As you guys know, at the last live show, Shannon asked if she was the asshole for putting her feet up on the plane. Well, she has brought us another...
I was not the asshole in that situation.
No, Shannon, that's not what happened.
No.
That's not what happened, Shannon.
Let it go.
You can't gaslight us again, Shannon.
We let such a disgusting evil out into the world with that situation. But fine. All right,
We
fine.
now
It's out
get
there.
feet pics every single day on our Instagram.
I hate it.
Yeah, my mom keeps sending me. She's been flying, and like every flight, there's another person doing it. I
doesn't
started
make it okay.
a revolution.
We're not doing this again. We're not doing this again.
Who just clapped? So I'm like, we know you do this.
Thank you.
Oh, we got another girl.
Uh-oh.
Great.
I feel like it doesn't work with every airline because I flew Southwest and I'm like up here if I tried to do it. It's like a yoga pose at that point. It's not comfortable.
All right, Shannon, hit us with the next horrible thing.
Situation.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay. So when I first moved to LA, I lived with this girl, and she's the type of girl that's really obnoxious, and I'm the type of girl who
Super
is-
obnoxious, talks all the time. We get it. You guys are best friends.
Okay, an angelic sweetheart.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So we did not really get along. So we shared a 2-bedroom, and there was a bathroom. And I like to do this thing when I'm going to bed is like I have to go to the bathroom like 4 or 5 times before I go to bed because I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night and have to go to the bathroom.
Getting a confirming nod from the
Yeah,
boyfriend.
my boyfriend knows. It's
He's in
really
therapy
annoying.
for that. He's on Xanax to deal with 5 fucking times.
So when she would be in the bathroom taking a long time, I was like, okay, I really want to get to sleep now. I have to do one of my 5 times going to the bathroom.
God.
And so I got into the habit of going and peeing in the kitchen sink.
Oh my God. I did not think we would top last time.
Wow.
You know, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, can't be as bad as feet. Can't be as bad as feet. It's gonna be fine. Pissing in the sink. Great.
All that's left is poop. That's the only way she can go higher.
My Google algorithm is so fucking destroyed already. My phone's hearing all of this, like, piss sink, got it. Know what you're into.
Before we get into the morality of this, please help us visualize how does one pee in the sink? As a guy, it's fairly straightforward, but
You just hop up there and like
Back-
sit
Oh my
on
God.
the edge.
You're
you
haunching.
go back in.
Yeah.
You're
like,
haunching like a gargoyle over
Wow.
the sink.
No.
That's what
You sit on it. You hop up and you sit and then
Can you not be condescending to us as you explain this? I don't think that's fair at all.
Oh, sorry, I didn't think about the realism of pissing in a
Yeah.
sink. I'm sorry, I haven't considered that before, Shannon.
Well, has anyone here ever done that? Really?
Holy shit.
All right.
Hold on. This
We have
is,
2
but this is,
yeses.
to be clear, this is the kitchen sink.
The kitchen.
You
sink.
all have
Shared
also,
domicile.
It's only acceptable in the bathtub. That's like
Yeah.
as far as you go.
Bathtub is legal.
Bathtub, yeah.
Peeing in the shower, legal, please.
Piss gargoyles, do you pee? This is where a place where you're sharing the space with a non-romantic roommate or live-in partner. No.
Very bad hotel room in San Francisco with shared bathroom. It was either go into the scary shared bathroom or piss in the sink.
Totally fine.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's
in San
fair.
You're
Francisco,
clear.
the rules are different.
No lies in San Francisco.
Yeah. She said a shared hotel room, by the way, for the listeners.
Shared hotel room. So, what do you guys think?
Did you clean it afterwards?
Did you clean it afterward, she asks.
Yes.
I don't buy that.
The hesitation, though, I don't know.
Shannon
know.
honesty is like a power drill straight to your temple. That was like a wet noodle to the face.
We got another question here. Go ahead, DJ.
Yes.
Logistics check on the cleaning.
Okay. Well, guys, do you need to get anything out of the sink after you put it in there that you're
Yes.
gonna use again?
Inside of
Tell me you didn't piss on my favorite cup.
But when
Not the
things
tumbler.
go in the sink, it's not like you're,
Gonna use them again?
well, they're dirty.
For now.
Do you have a dishwasher in this situation?
No.
Oh my.
That was
I
so
don't
damning.
think I would pee on the dishes, though. I think I would move the dishes.
You think?
She thinks she would.
Translation, you straight up did not move dishes.
Oh my God.
I think I did. Maybe.
This is the weakest
then-
testimony. Christy, we need a prosecutor's stat.
Indefensible.
So anyway,
See, now I regret saying the feet were bioterrorism because this is literally bioterrorism. Like, we can weaponize your piss.
Oh my God, we're gonna get sent so many pictures of piss takes
No,
now.
we're not. We're deleting this part.
Oh God, Shannon. Okay, I guess let's do it. Round of applause. YTA for pissing in the sink.
Couple holdouts.
Some hoots.
Couple holdouts. That's scary.
In this specific situation, no dishwasher, non-romantic, live-in roommate, NTA for pissing in the sink.
Why? On what grounds could you possibly?
We got a couple claps, guys. They're just my friends trying to pity me, actually.
Thank you for admitting it.
I'm going ESH because somebody was mean to Shannon, and I don't like that.
Thank you.
Wow. The hot take king is backing off Shannon.
She's got to have something.
Shannon, it is disgusting and morally reprehensible.
I agree with that. 100%.
Did you ever have a conversation that you did this, or did you just totally...
No, I'm not gonna tell
Shannon!
her.
That's so much worse.
Well, I would always like try and do it like so sneakily. I'd be like pushing the pee out so fast because I'm like, I don't want her to come out and see.
Yeah, what if?
And I'm sure your roommate was like, wow, my bowl tastes like piss, but thank God this happened quietly. That would have been really upsetting.
We also had an episode where I learned in real time with Shannon that pee is not sterile, and she's convincingly leaving that out. So
I thought it was.
No, we learned that together.
I don't remember that.
Because I advocated piss drinking in a survival situation and then learned you shouldn't do that. I remember that.
Well, no, you can drink a little bit of piss in a survival situation.
What's a survival situation?
Well, like if you're stuck on a boat or something, and and if it's a good, clean piss, that's another question. I mean, if we want to get in, what kind of piss are we talking about?
Okay.
A yellow Mountain Dew piss, an asparagus piss?
No.
Holy shit!
Awful.
Was this a watery piss at least?
Wait, this was early.
don't know.
Wait, hold
Wait,
on.
what?
I'm sorry.
Well, I guess it was the last pee out of 5 pees, so it was pretty clear.
No,
Yes.
you're changing the story now. Now we learn it's the 5th piss.
Yeah.
Was it? Wait, it was just the 5th piss?
Well,
That's
Every pee
okay.
is in the sink.
all right. I'm
she
like
would take a
TA.
long
You lost
time
me.
in the bathroom. Does that count for anything?
No.
All right.
Here we go. We have a question.
How often did you do that?
How often did you do this?
Like
That's not good.
5 times.
a couple times a month, maybe.
Oh, God. Like it was fucking
That is
scheduled.
so vague. That is so perfectly vague. A little bit here, a little bit there. Who knows? Who knows where Shannon's pissing next?
I don't remember. I used to do it when we only had one bathroom too. This is my boyfriend.
Is he learning this for the
Max,
first time?
Did you know that? Okay.
But we're just recently.
Last week.
Okay. Last
Like,
week.
I gotta come clean before I do it on the show.
You have 2 bathrooms?
Well, now.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe I was in your bathroom now. I washed my hands in your sink thinking it was sanitary.
Okay, guys.
After
let's
the
move
foot
on.
airplane, there was this like you started this. There was an electricity in the air of like, wow, that's so weird, and like there's healthy debate going, and now there's just this like silent reverence of like, oh God. Has anyone ever done that to me?
What else has she done?
Well, we'll find out at the next live show, I guess. Give it up for Shannon
Give
for
it up
telling
for
us this
Shannon.
story.
She was honest, maybe too honest. All right, we're gonna do some situations now, and by the way, we love all the audience involvement, so feel free to voice your opinions, etc. So here's Sarah for our first situation. Make some noise. Here we go.
AITA for excluding my fiance from our family wedding photo. I'm about to get married and I'm caught in an argument between my fiance and my parents. This will be the first time in over 5 years that our whole family will be together. My parents want to take a picture of just them, me, and my siblings, and a family photo obviously means a lot to them. My fiance heard this and immediately became offended. She says it's rude to exclude her on the day she joins the family, and any family photo should therefore include her in it. We're not talking about an hour for a separate family photo shoot. My parents simply want one photograph of themselves and their children. I don't understand why my fiance is so annoyed, and now she's even more angry because I'm not supporting her side. Should I back up my fiance on principle, even if I disagree with her? AITA.
Fuck couples who always are on the same side of shit. These
You gotta
people drive
spice
me
it up.
Crazy.
You gotta spice it up. You can't be on the same side of everything.
So obnoxious.
Hate each other for one disagreement. Like one, you gotta have one clear separation. If that happens to be now, look, let's add Shannon, Sarah. Hypothetically, you're getting married tomorrow. Would you be upset in this situation?
No. I think it's a reasonable ask.
Okay. That's
Also, I'm like, the bride's gonna go to the bathroom at some point, so like, just do it then.
that. Oh, so you're supporting trickery.
She might go to the bathroom or
Yes.
the kitchen. You never know. Kind of individual.
I can only see this if like the wife is really insecure about joining the family or her place in the family.
Yeah, but doesn't it seem a little bit more like a hostage situation than an insecurity of just like, you will allow me in your picture. You will allow me to take every single
one.
picture. Oh, you want a picture with the boys? Guess what? Sally's coming to town.
It's maniacally controlling to be. It's one photo. I mean, come on. Like, does she need to be in every guest photo too? Wait, let me get in with the Johnsons.
I kind of see like where she's coming from on principle because like she is joining the family.
Yeah. Why did they even have to like make a point of saying this like ahead of time? Like,
I know,
it's not
just
even the
do it
wedding
in the
day.
moment.
Like, why do you have to like set aside and be like, we really need a family photo? Like, just in the moment, you could be like, oh hey, like let's all just get a picture together.
Agree.
Oh, you think the
They're making it
formality
kind of
is
a big deal?
Yeah, they're
about it.
triggering
Yeah.
it by
and
bringing
it is supposed
up.
to be the day that she like is joining the family. And also, why would you even want? So, say, for example, the reason why you wouldn't want her in the photo is in case like they get a divorce, right? And then you like still have a nice family photo together. But would you really want those pictures like?
Not necessarily
From
in the
the
album.
wedding?
Everyone's like, where was this
taken?
taken?
It's a nice picture.
But if you get a divorce, you really want those pictures around?
Like, I mean, not in that situation, but I think we're assuming the marriage is going to work. Maybe not after this situation. They're already
They're
looking
not
for an
even getting
excuse.
married
Yeah, I don't think they're making it to the altar, to be honest with you.
I mean, to see her side a little bit, you know, we got AI, we got Photoshop. I mean, is it that big a deal? Take her out, you know?
Got scotch tape? Take a disposable out?
That looks like you murdered someone if you tape over.
Actually, my grandma used to do that because there would be like pictures that were
Murder
like
people?
back to back. Yeah, there would be like back to back. This was like pre-Photoshop, and she would take like if I was blinking my eyes in one, she would take it from the other and cut it around, and then glue it on.
Ye old Photoshop.
I don't need a computer. I have scissors.
That Adobe program's all horse feathers.
And it never
Grandma
looked
Lewis has got the cure.
But anyway, I did some investigating into some of my friends' photos on Facebook, on their wedding albums, to see if they had any pictures of them without the groom, vice versa.
Okay.
And I have to say, I didn't see too many examples of that.
Conclusive study.
Well, why would
Yes.
you post that? You wouldn't
No,
post
the
that.
whole album. It was the entire album.
You went through the whole album.
Sure did. A bunch.
Several.
A bunch.
I did my research.
5 times?
Michelle? No, I'm kidding.
That's way more science than any effort we've put into this show before. That is a pretty conclusive
Well, we
study.
do have a wedding photographer.
We do.
Jackie, Jake's girlfriend. said-
Jackie, is this normal? What the groom and his family want to do? Is this a normal procedure to just get families separate photos? Is that a thing people do? It is.
Super normal.
Okay.
Well, my research showed
So sit down, wedding photographer.
that most of the time when they were getting pictures with just family was when they were separately getting ready.
Okay.
Okay? And a lot of times it was just with the parents, not with the siblings.
Oh, shit.
But when it was the siblings and the parents, it would be both of the couples.
Fuck.
And there's a standard deviation of -1. Like, this study is peer reviewed.
So I'm just saying in my research, that's what I saw. So I don't know that she's completely out of line, but I do think it's ridiculous to make this a big deal at all.
Yeah, it's like, is anything out of line on your wedding day?
I mean, it's Bridezilla. It's
that's the thing,
Bridezilla
yeah, it's
shit. Like,
pretty
not even one photo. It's like so much,
But
you know?
she must be insecure.
But yeah, that doesn't make it okay. You can't just be like, oh, I'm insecure, so I parked in front of your driveway. You know, like, she's an asshole.
Oh, we got a
Here we go.
question.
Is there a chance she doesn't have her own family?
Oh.
The way you just
It's good
asked,
insight.
is it possible if she doesn't have her own family? Makes me think you're an orphan. I'm concerned.
It would be funny
could
and really
be.
telling if her husband-to-be completely left that out. What
Yeah.
is she getting so upset about? So what? There was a train accident. It was 20 years ago.
The top comment on Reddit says, apparently your fiance wants to be the quote-unquote Where's Waldo of her wedding album. When the photographer...
Oh.
When the photographer calls for a shot of all the groomsmen, she plans to put herself in the middle. NTA, and she is.
Now, I think you
mean-
just found the solution, or this commenter did. This is super fun if she wants to hide. You gotta look for her in all the pictures. Like,
Yeah.
oh, where's Sally?
Behind the tree.
Yeah, there it
There
is.
we go. I don't think we can defend this person, though. This is just so controlling. Classic Bridezilla move, right? I mean, is
It's
there any
rough.
defense?
Yeah, I would
It's going to be impossible to enforce, too. Like, she's going to have to watch them like a hawk through all the
Yeah.
photos. Like, no.
I
Exactly.
See you. I see you.
But then also, wouldn't it be weird though if like they blew it up really big and put it in the living room and it was at your
Yes.
wedding and you're not in
You don't
it?
publicize the one without them. It's a backup in case of divorce.
But that's what I'm saying. Why would you want it?
Because in case they get
because
divorced.
people get
Why would
divorced.
you want a picture of the wedding day? You're like, you got to burn them all.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
I mean, I do kind of see you on that. I don't understand, like, oh, this is the picture of my failed marriage.
That would be
All right,
weird.
We got a question back here.
My mom has always been super weird about getting like family photos throughout the years, and it's not always that you can get all of your like family members together at once, and maybe she just wanted the opportunity to take a photo with her like family that she had raised.
So she said that
Yeah.
it's a rare moment to have all the family together, and
True.
that's one of the reasons the parents would want this.
It's a very kind read. I would be shocked if like she's saying, no, you guys also can't have one. I want one with you, and then you can't have one together after
That's
that.
it.
Like,
Right,
can't
it's
you have
weird.
both? That's my biggest issue with it. But very kind read. I appreciate you seeing the best in people.
Classic Bridezilla. AITA for excluding my fiance from our family wedding photo. I think this is indefensible. I think we all agree it's not the asshole, and she is.
NTA?
NTA.
Yes.
What do we
NTA.
think? NTA?
Oh boy, we've got
we got a
one.
counter.
Here we go.
One
Another
question.
one.
We got a counter.
I think everyone sucks here.
Oh, I could
You
go
think
there.
the mom who's like, I just want one photo. You fucking suck. What?
Yes.
The everyone are the couple.
Oh, the
Oh,
guy.
the-
Why is the guy the asshole?
Why?
In a situation like a wedding where you know there are going to be stressors, if you're coming at each other like, oh, well, why do you want this? Well, why can't you understand? Well, why do you want this? It's like, of course, it's going to be a fucking tense conversation.
That's a pretty solid argument.
They're both tense.
I think I'm swayed, y'all.
I'm not remotely swayed. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I'm going ESH.
How is it an ESA? So you wanted the boyfriend to be like, totally, babe. I totally feel you in that. Every single picture with you. I don't understand.
No,
What
there's
did
a
you
better
want?
way. There's a better way to communicate
Just have
this.
a conversation. Don't say, I don't understand why you can't let me have that.
But it's ridiculous.
true.
What if she said, I want everyone in the audience to be a horse? You know,
That'd be
you've got to call.
now we're talking.
I
That's
mean,
a wedding.
I would go to that wedding, but
Horse wedding.
this is a perfectly reasonable ask. We have it from a wedding photographer. This is standard protocol.
Not according to my research.
Don't worry, everybody. Shannon did her own research. Really put this one to bed.
We're moving on. NTA with one sole dissenter.
All right, next situation, Jake. Take it away.
Here we go.
AITA for telling my brother he is not child-free. My brother Brandon is 16 and decided he is child-free. Which basically just means he doesn't want to be around our 4-year-old cousin.
I got a learner's permit. This is my new thing.
We have dinner at our grandparents every other weekend with all our aunts, uncles, and cousins. Brandon never liked our little cousin, and recently he decided that means he doesn't have to talk to or acknowledge her existence at all. Brandon will 100% ignore her, and if she keeps trying to talk to him, he'll stand up and go to another room.
Oh my
The parents
God.
don't really care about it. They're usually busy talking to each other and don't pay attention to us. Last weekend, Brandon was ignoring our little cousin once again. She was showing him her drawings when he stood up and went away. She started crying, and I went after Brandon to call him out. He said he was child-free and doesn't have to engage with children if he doesn't want to. He is not rude or mean to her, so he claims he is not doing anything wrong. I told him he can't be child-free when he is a child himself. And he is being mean to our cousin. He then acted like I committed the most atrocious crime for not believing he knows he will never want a child. And has been sending me links about people knowing really young that they don't want children. But that's not what I meant at all. I was calling him out on being mean to a 4-year-old girl, not because I care if he will ever have children. AITA.
I
To be
mean,
fair, any 4-year-old kid's drawings do fucking suck. I don't want to look at that.
Danny getting shown a 4-year-old's drawing. What do you want from me on this? Heads aren't square, kid. I don't know what to tell you. Take it back to the drawing board.
It's just two different, topics. They don't even go with each other.
I think, though, that's kind of what happens to slang now, especially social designation slangs. Pretty soon it just covers everything. So, especially once a younger generation gets a hold of a concept, it's just yep, using that, child free, don't even want to be with them in a theater. Get them out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I'm trying to defend him because we all hate kids.
we don't know what the 4-year-old did to him.
That's very fair.
True.
And not all
We need a little
4-year-olds are equal.
backstory.
Yes.
But I guess the question is, first of all, I think let's settle on this. If you're child free, I think it's pretty. Somebody's got to go pick up their kid. Yeah, it doesn't really matter if you're child free. I think we should, we got a duty to indulge a 4-year-old who's trying to show us their shitty little art,
Yeah,
Yes, it looks like a turkey. Get the fuck away from me, right?
Or, counterpoint, do we teach them that the whole world will not appreciate their art young and sharpen iron with iron?
Wow. That's how you get Hitler, I think.
We've got a
Somebody's too
hand raised
brutal.
over here.
There's a website. I have to find the name of it. Kindergartner's Drawings. Takes kindergartner's drawings and rates them from F- to F+.
Oh, that's what I want.
That's funny. She said there's a website that she doesn't know the name of, but her dad loves it. Rates kids' drawings F- to F+.
F+.
Good recall.
I think it's gonna help them get better at their talents. Frankly, you gotta suck before you get good. I'm not saying that the child-free thing makes any sense, but I think it's okay for there to be an older heel for you to grow up under. I see a hand up back there.
Yeah. Isn't everyone the asshole here? Because didn't they just leave a child crying in the room by themselves?
There was beef.
It's a good
and that's
interpretation.
really-
But somebody ran after somebody
Yeah.
else to tell them off before dealing with the crying child.
100%.
I
Gotta
think-
let that kid learn.
I think we could definitely ding the neglectful parents because they are, quote,
Who are like,
usually
"This is
busy
fine."
talking to each other and don't pay attention to us.
Yes.
You're on it. I think that's just code for wine drunk. That's when there's a point in everybody's childhood where you're like, oh, this is when my parents aren't as reactive to stuff. Better put in the R-rated movies.
Yeah, this kid. I don't know. Do you have to? Is anybody gonna say you don't? That you're allowed to just be
I will.
like, yeah, I'm not interested,
I will.
kiddo.
I'm Brandon.
What's that?
I'm Brandon.
I don't. Oh, you're Brandon.
I'm the free thinker from the Post.
Well, Brandon, what's your basis for being mean to a kid? You
Well,
think it's
it's
okay?
right there in the name, isn't it, Daniel? Child free.
So you believe?
He's a mouth breather too.
Of course.
If you breathe through your
really love
nose,
this
it's
guy.
a one-way ticket to cancer.
I'm so happy you're not reproducing right off the bat.
Never in my life. Let me tell you, I'm 16. I own a boat, and I am living life. If you say you own a boat, you just have one.
Yeah, that's how that works, huh?
Yeah.
It would be nice if you could declare yourself child free, and then like anytime you boarded a flight, they're just like, get him out. We got a child free here.
I do
No
that.
kids, you do that.
And they do take me off the plane, so technically they are getting rid of a child on the plane. I call it a win.
Well, actually, we have someone here that is child-free in the front row. My boyfriend's little brother.
Shannon loves calling people
He looks
out.
terrified, by the way.
Well, now, what do you think about this situation?
I kind of go along with what someone in the back was saying about how the focus is on how the 16-year-old is an asshole rather than making an effort to comfort the child or like be around the child. Like if the child is spending so much time trying to comfort or like make friends with the 16-year-old, like it means that no one else is really making an effort to spend time with.
The cousin?
I like that. OP.
What about the OP though?
OP's going on and on about how Brandon's a piece of shit, and it's like this 4-year-old is just crying in the corner. He's like, come on, Brandon, play with her. I'm not gonna fucking talk to her, but
Why don't you do it? I'm
you
not
should.
gonna do it. I just don't like kids.
yeah.
But would you not talk to children?
Oh yeah, for sure.
We're giving him ideas now.
See, I think everybody's on board with the concept of just not talking to a kid.
What? I love children.
What I'm saying is he's 16, like he's like clearly not like a fully developed adult at all, and he's saying child free and he is a child, so like you can't really hold him to a crazy high standard of being like the best, like most formed,
He's also
emotional, intelligent.
Well, yeah. I think we're holding him to the standard of,
point.
hey man,
Like,
talk
don't
to
be
your fucking
mean.
cousin.
Yeah.
But
You know,
I
don't
think he
that's
brings
too
up a
high.
good point. Brandon is 4 of his little cousins if you stack them all together.
Good math.
So like
Hey,
you're
wow.
bringing
It's the adult's responsibility, I think, to manage their children's emotional states, not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
and they're-
what,
Kids, you wouldn't tell your horse to watch your dog, like.
Oh, I do.
wouldn't
Danny
tell your
would,
horse
though.
to
Good at
watch
it.
your dog. That's that. Now I can think about that for days.
You never had a horse watch your dog? They got a knack
It
for it,
seems
man.
possible.
It's like asking a kid to take care of another kid. Like
He's not asking him to
He's
take
not
care. He's saying have
babysitting.
a conversation, not even a long conversation. I think this is not much of an ask
No,
at
this
all.
is awful.
We
what
do
he's
have-
doing.
there
He's just
is-
ignoring the little girl.
There is one top descending comment, and it's a doozy.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
YTA, Brandon doesn't have to interact with the cousin. Yeah, it might suck for her because she's 4 and doesn't understand, but he isn't her mom, nor dad, nor friend. You trying to shame him or not wanting to deal with her means you are more of an asshole. He's not going out of his way to be rude or mean, kind of like how some folk will ignore homeless individuals.
Brandon wrote this.
Whoa.
This is Brandon's comment. I got a hand in the back.
Yeah, he's a teenager, so he's just automatically an asshole no matter what.
That's
Yes.
a good
Teenagers
point.
are automatically an asshole. I think that's a good
That's
point.
new show canon, I think.
I also like that this person was like, yeah, he's not being rude or mean. You know, it's how people ignore the homeless, right? Isn't
Which
that
is
cool?
not rude or mean at all.
Nobody makes eye contact with the homeless, right? I'm in the clear for that. I'm the commenter, not Jake.
That's one of the best things we've done in America is ignore that whole thing. I think this
Oh God.
I think this one's a no-brainer, guys. I don't know if we have any defense
Any
for
dissent?
this.
Any defense yet?
They've been defending him.
We
We
I
tried.
would say there's an argument that somebody should have been taking care of the little kid, but all the adults are blasted on red wine. So what are you gonna do?
Bro.
AITA for telling my brother he is not child-free. I mean, I think this is a no-brainer.
It's an NTA for me.
NTA.
Woohoo! All right, folks.
Wasn't that fun? Talking about kids not being managed well.
Neglect. Ha 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 ha. All right, we're gonna play a little game called Assholes At. This is where we name all the assholes at a place. We're gonna go with the family barbecue.
Family
barbecue.
Get it out of the way, backseat griller. That's the guy. That's the
Yes.
one of the men in the family who didn't get to the grill first, and now he's just kind of stuck. Like,
Yeah.
you got these 2 on the left. You gotta flip those. Oh, you gotta flip those. You gotta fucking flip those.
Yeah, grill the tomatoes. Grill the tomatoes. That makes it a lot better.
Barry, I don't grill the tomatoes. You know that. I like the juicy.
I'm out.
All right, be out. I'm the grill master. That's the other
The
one.
guys that are having a dick measuring contest of who's better at grilling.
Yeah, no, that is the backseat griller and the grill master, which, like, what a douchey name to call the guy cooking burgers. I'm the grill master. There's 6 of us, Pete. Six people here.
Yeah. Oh, you only got 1 propane tank? Yeah, I got 2 at home. Should have done this at my place.
Ooh, Imperial Char King 500. Not a bad model. Not a bad model. I'm not here to piss on your vinegar, but I got the 7-800 back home. 2 inches wider.
Or when people call you out when you get the store-bought potato salad and you try putting it in a regular dish. It's like, let me live.
Did this happen to you?
It's a potluck. It's a potluck. Make your own food.
Who's home making a potato salad at this point? That's actually another one. The person who brought the homemade potato salad of everyone's gonna hate this.
Yeah.
The 16-year-old cousin who won't talk to their 4-year-old cousin and made their cry.
She's throwing the vibe of the barbecue. Get her out.
I do have another kid to add to the list. The ringleader kid. You know when all the kids in the family are like fine on their own, but there's that one fucking, hey everybody, it's Topher. What do you say we get up on the shed and bring the cat with us and see what happens?
Spray WD-40 in the grill. Look at that. It's a fireball.
Dad, watch me do a fire flip. What's that? Topher!
Or the person that's just standing at the food table the entire time. Oh, wait, that's me.
You're eating all the guacamole, Shannon. There's a portion per person, please.
How about the aunt, uncle, it can be a lot of different people, who brings the, like, obscenely nice, obscure liquor, and it's just like, the adults can get into this later. Like, that's shit. You brought a full bottle of brandy.
Why are you an asshole for that?
If you bring a full bottle of brandy to a barbecue where people have to drive home from, you're not fully thinking
It's a 3 p.m. on a Sunday. I mean, what are you doing?
Booze. Shannon and Sarah are looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong
I was
with
like,
brandy
wow,
at
I
a
guess I should
barbecue?
stop doing that. Okay.
I could be wrong. I just feel like, beer, vodka, margaritas, that's more the barbecue mode, right?
We love a margarita, yes.
Okay.
I brought some black tar heroin if any of you guys want it.
Oh, I like that guy.
Meet me by the shed. There's a cat on it.
Not for long there, right?
All right, guys, that was Assholes at the Family Barbecue. Give it up.
I go to that
It
party.
happened. It was part of our lives. All right, here we go. AITA for telling the barista she should quit. I wrote this one, not true, okay. I'm a regular at this coffee shop about 5 minutes from my house. I go there about once or twice a week, and sometimes I make conversation with the staff. I'll admit, one of the newer hires, Megan, she's become my favorite. She's witty, funny. She's not ill. She's witty, funny, gorgeous, and she always finds time to talk to me, even when they're swamped. I started going to the shop more often on days, especially days I know that she'll be there.
Good.
But the new manager, he's really territorial. I used to be able to just hang out. I didn't always have to, buy a coffee if I didn't feel like it. But now he insists that I buy something or leave. If I'm sitting at the bar and talking to one of the baristas, he'll find a reason to send them away. I could tell that he wants me to stop getting so much attention from the baristas. Even though I'm just being friendly. Last week I ran into Megan in the parking lot. I added that. He didn't write I added it. Last week I ran into Megan. Oh my God. I added that. Last week I ran into Megan in the parking lot as she was getting off from work. We talked for a few minutes and she let it slip that she can't stand her new boss. Apparently she has to stay late cleaning up the shop more than anyone else. I told her I wouldn't be surprised if her boss was making her stay late on purpose because he's attracted to her and wants to spend as much time with her as possible. She laughed it off and said she never considered that. I told her she should quit and she deserves better. She said, thank you, and we went our separate ways. Well, I think Megan, told her boss what I said. Or somehow he found out about it. He obviously never liked me, but now he gives me the death glare every time I show up. The baristas are also really short with me now. and Megan is completely avoiding me, which is a bummer. This has happened the last 3 times. This has happened the last 3 times I tried to go in and order. I don't see why she would tell her boss what I said. I thought she was just venting, and I was just giving my 2 cents. Was I out of line to say anything? AITA.
So I think we all agree this is like the origin story of a Criminal Minds episode. Yes, Joe Goldberg wrote this. Yes.
I do love situations where the title is something like, "Am I the asshole for telling the barista she should quit?" And it's kind of like if somebody made the post, "Am I the asshole for wanting another boat after you murdered somebody with a boat?"
Right.
Like, you're leaving out a crucial thing here. You're not focused on the right grenade you threw into the room.
It's like, am I the asshole for wanting a better view from my New York apartment? No, you're Osama bin Laden.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, wow. I'm sorry.
Can't do it in L.A. I don't know what they're doing over in New York, but
In
we
New York,
remember.
that's legal. That flies now. I didn't mean that pun. Oh, God.
Oh, my God. Well, you saved it. You turned it around.
I regret that.
Wish they could.
Okay, well, I happen to think that the new manager, it says that they're territorial. I think that they're just actually care about
Doing their
their
job.
employees.
Protective.
Yeah, doing their job,
I feel like the
100%.
old manager was probably just way more like lenient and didn't care as much.
Yeah, checked out. Sounds
Yeah.
like it. Because you've worked in the service industry for a while. Have you ever had maybe not creepy regulars, but just annoying regulars that are getting in the way like this?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. And they just like, well, they think they own the place. And they come in and they're like, they think it's their living room. They're like, "Oh, did you miss me?" I'm like, absolutely not. You're taking up all of my time. And they like literally just keep you occupied the whole time, and you're just trying to be nice to them. And I think they take the being nice as flirtation. Actually, I was thinking about that with your situation the other day, where
They already don't like me. Don't tell them. Please don't tell them.
Claws out! Get him, Shannon!
where we were talking about how you thought that the waitress was hitting on him.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think maybe she was just being nice and trying to get a good tip.
Danny did not
Can I
instigate
have
this.
one fucking good thing happen to me?
Shannon really likes going through Danny's ego and just plucking any nice flower she can find. Just leave with nothing. No, I stand by my read on that. I think that she was
Anyway.
She was getting, anyway, Danny's in the
That
clear
was just
on that
being
one.
mean to me for no reason.
You weren't even at the table.
Well, just don't
She's
go back
pissing out
there
the
every
sick is
day to
what she was
hang
doing.
out.
But anyway, so basically they think that the servers like really like them.
Sure.
And we don't.
Did you?
And especially when you're not spending any money.
Right.
How do
You're
you
not
get?
tipping us?
How do you get out
What are
of
you good for?
a conversation with a regular like that?
You
know?
just slowly inch away.
Just go away.
Yeah, the slow inch.
Fade out.
Yeah, and also when you're going to a coffee shop, your like rent there is to like buy a coffee. You can't just hang around there without buying.
Yes, that is how it works.
always been.
Yes.
That's a little
Yeah.
too capitalist for me. I was gonna say.
Well, what? You think you
'cause
can just go to a? What do you think you can just go to a restaurant and not buy anything?
I mean, like, why do we have to live in a country that everything has to be about money here, money there? I think that's the one point I can give this guy. I think
For
you should-
this situation, for this exact
what if
situation.
you're
No, but I just kind of see him there. Like, it's ridiculous that anywhere you go costs money and you got to pay the toll or the parking here sucks.
But if you're going and you're like using their outlets to charge your computer.
Oh my God! Yeah, you stole a whopping 4 cents from Starbucks.
I think they're specifically, and look, when places take it too far and cops get called, that's absolutely fucking absurd. I agree that that's stupid. But this is specifically somebody who's not bothering anyone except a select group of people who all fucking work there, and he's waiting for her in parking lots.
Yeah.
I don't buy that this was a
ran into
convenient
her.
little, fancy meeting you here at 9 p.m. I didn't know you guys close at 8. Like that. That doesn't track for me. So that is why this is like, and I've worked in retail a fair amount. Creepers really come out of the woodwork. They latch on to somebody that they like, and then you never get rid of them. They'll come in for any fucking reason.
Yeah.
Even in weed shops, we'd have people who come in, not buy fucking shit, and just like bother, not necessarily hit on, but just bother
you're
staff.
making their job harder.
Absolutely.
Did that happen to you, Jake? I want to know about the Jake.
I
creeper.
had some people who came to me for emotional support a lot. It's
God.
when you work as a bud tender.
Like the bartender.
Yeah, you're a bartender, bud tender. So like you'll recommend people like, oh, what are you looking to weed for? Oh, my back hurts. I got some indica for you. Oh, what do you look for? I like to focus. I got some sativa for you. But then you'll get somebody who's like, what do you want, sir? Well, my dog died about 7 months ago. Do you have anything that'll make me feel like my dog did? He was a good boy. And then 25 minutes later, he's like, and that's when Dad didn't come home from Vietnam.
Oh my God.
It wasn't the war or anything. He was just over there. And so people, like, they misplace what should be a therapist, and you become that surrogate. So it's not always sexually creepy, but it is usually emotionally creepy.
There's no free therapy in this country. Where are you supposed to go?
Back to this. Danny, you know I'm for the People's Revolution, all about that socialist lifestyle, whoop whoop, but I think that you're misplacing your anger at the system here. I
mean, this guy's a creep. I think that's
I heard
obvious.
someone say this, and I was thinking this too, but this is projection 101.
Dead on.
He's acting this way, so then he is telling her that her manager is acting this way.
Right, and that, like, it seems like this dude came in cleaning house of like, yo, who's the creepy guy who just sits at the end of the bar and talks to you guys all day? Do you like him?
Yeah, the manager.
Yeah.
Came in,
But do you like him?
No, I don't like him at all.
You don't like him at all?
No.
Okay. That was actually my favorite thing about being a manager was you could do anything you want because you get that sweet, sweet moment of like, I want to talk to the manager. Oh, do you? This just got way more hostile. It's me, surprise.
I feel like only you could pull that off. That wouldn't work for me.
What's that?
So that wouldn't work for me.
It's big guy privilege. It is. I talked like Stone Cold Steve Austin at him. It was like, they're just like, where the fuck did this come from? Yeah, you gotta get out of here now, some bitch.
I feel like you're the final boss for all the Karens complaining. They're expecting someone meek to come out, and they're like, what the fuck? Who is this?
Yeah, let me tell you something, Karen. You came into the dungeon and you wanted to tangle with the big man. Well, you got in 3 minutes, you and me. I'll file that complaint straight to corporate. Oh, yeah.
Jake has been dying to pull that. He finally did it.
You just saw my soul for a little bit.
Top comment on Reddit, KosherCore1115 writes, I'm a stalker, AITA. This is a good question.
This is like if John Mulaney was a stalker. Just like, I don't know why she's so mad. I waited for her and everything.
I mean, I think the one defense I could mount is that maybe Megan, it did seem like Megan was kind of opening up a little bit. I mean, Shannon, did you ever do that with some of your regulars? Like, even though they were annoying and you were just placating them, or you ever like, yeah, you know, my boyfriend's mad at me for pissing in the sink again? Did you ever disclose some shit?
No, I don't think so. Disclose? No.
Like open up to them? No. Because like I don't know. It does kind of seem like Megan did vent. You know, that's kind of friendly.
That's true. That is very true.
Honestly, I could totally see, like, if a woman's getting approached in a parking lot and the guy's coming off, like, really aggressive at her saying, like, are you feeling this way towards your manager? If the easier way out of the situation is to be like, yeah, he's annoying sometimes. Like, I kind of just like, ugh.
You just go with it. She was just going with his energy, yeah, because you're afraid.
That's a dead-on read because she didn't see him come up to him and start this talk, this venting about the manager. He tried to get that out of her.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
And then she went with it to placate him further.
Yeah, just to get out of the fucking situation.
Yeah. Well, this guy, I think, probably doesn't have very good social skills.
Where are you getting that from? This seems like a pretty charming guy to me.
AITA for telling the barista she should quit. I think we're on a bit of a hot streak here. This is a whopping. Oh no, this is a whopping YTA.
Yeah, it's a YTA.
Big time.
Yeah.
Honey.
YTA.
Okay.
I'm a pirate now.
All right. AITA for blowing up at my son's girlfriend. I, 52F, have 3 sons ranging from 13 to 20. My oldest son, 20 male, has a girlfriend, 19 female, that hangs around our house a lot. It's a really small house, and she doesn't have doesn't have a lot of space. She's a nice girl, but gets on my nerves sometimes because she's always over. And I really don't think she's right for my son either. Our tap water has a weird aftertaste, so I order gallon water bottles and use them to refill a big glass bowl with a tap.
You know, the big glass bowl we all have in the fridge.
Like, are they cats? I don't understand.
It is not cheap to get water and other groceries delivered, so I tell my son's husband and the girlfriend to be courteous of the other people who live here and not use the water. as it runs out fast in our big household. Yesterday, I caught her filling up her big metal water bottle with the water jug, and I calmly told her that the other people live here too, and she shouldn't hog the water all to herself. She was rather short with me and said something along the lines of, "Actually, this water bottle is big enough to hold all the water someone should be drinking in a day. I'm not hogging water, I'm just trying to stay hydrated." I found her tone to be disrespectful and ordered her to leave. She scoffed and went back to my son's room. That's when I got really frustrated. I opened their door and told her she has to leave. My son got really angry with me and told me that his girlfriend didn't do anything wrong, and why is it a crime for her to drink water? I explained that I ordered this water for our family to use, not leeches who hang around all day rent-free. My son's girlfriend got a little teary-eyed, left the room, and went out the front door without saying anything. My son told me that I was a major asshole and should have minded my own business. I think she's just wasteful and a brat. AITA.
Right away.
Wow, there's some fire on this one. Love it.
Was this in the middle of the Sahara Desert?
This is clearly happening in the hit Bethesda game Fallout, and you got to manage your resources.
There's not that much water. We all have problems getting enough water.
To be fair, she did defeat several hordes of orcs to get to this outpost that they're all living in.
She had to kill the dad. That was the next move.
Keep what you kill.
Can we just talk about just the use of a bowl, though? Because that's
still
not
confused.
hygienic
Let's
either.
get the big thing out of the way.
That's an open bowl. That's collecting fridge scent.
Because I love a water cooler house. I love a house with a water cooler.
Oh, with like a sparklet
Yeah,
thing?
that's the way
how
to
rich
do
are
it.
you?
I
That's a
love
little
that.
bit more economical and environmentally friendly. This is just
This
not
is
at
chaos.
all.
This is bizarre.
Yeah.
This is lunacy. Gallon bottles of water.
I know.
Gallon bottles.
That's so wasteful. So much plastic. That's expensive.
And it's shitty water. Have you ever had water out of a gallon? It's not good.
Wait, hold on. Don't come for the gallon. I'm a big fan of this
plastic
unit.
gallon water, trash tier.
Why?
That's tap water in a tuxedo, baby. Don't buy it.
It's the same plastic that makes up the Sparklets container, Jake.
I'll buy it. Where's the research? Shannon, get on it.
According to but the Sparklets one, you reuse the plastic.
Well, you could be
send it
reusing
back.
that. Well,
No,
here's
you
another-
send it back. It's a whole system.
Sure. Well, but here's another question. If they have a gallon jug, why not just pour directly from that? Why the bowl?
Yeah,
feels
what
like
is the
Leave it cold.
This is a
No,
real.
what is the bowl adding to this equation
Guys,
right now?
The bowl says there's a tap on it.
Which is crazier.
That's like worse.
No, you go like this.
Did they make it themselves?
But it's like open
I don't
at the
know.
top.
Okay, this doesn't actually help the situation. My grandma is kind of the same way with the weird water thing, but it's just like a Sparklets container, but it's made usually out of pottery or something, and you refill it and you put it on the same way you would with the Sparklets.
Does it have a lid?
Probably not just a bowl like they're all.
That
Okay.
makes so much more sense and makes this a lot less
a
fun.
pottery bowl.
I like the Chaos family, yes.
Yes.
Unfortunately, there are also plastic jugs that have it's like a button you push in, and it's typically for
But they have a lid.
Brita, he says.
that are not lid ones. They're ones that you can literally buy.
Oh my God.
And then you refill it.
You can't refill them. There are ones.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Gotten,
But
there's multiple.
yeah, I mean, I think
We have
talk about
overcomplicated
containers
water as
all
a
day.
society. Too much.
Well, I want to circle back to my favorite part of this whole thing. This girlfriend, she was ready for this conflict. She had prepared for this heat.
Yeah, she brought her hydro flask.
She brought
Like
her
she's
hydro
ready.
flask,
This is-
filling
yeah.
it up, probably making dead-on eye contact with mom. Just say something. I'm waiting
Yup.
for it. Hit me with it. And because she had that locked and loaded, like, actually, this is just hydration for me all day. Sorry, I'm smart. And then just walked past her back to the room, probably to bang her son. That
Yeah.
takes crazy confidence.
It does.
I really thought this was a dad the whole time. I didn't think a mom could be crazy. Yeah, bro.
No.
Dude.
Shannon corrected that for. I thought it was a dad
I
too,
thought
which
it was
made
dad.
it like kind of scary. Just like, what are you doing with my water?
Well,
The other thing, yeah.
I have a couple of points in the mom's favor. I think that it is a little. I think it's very rude the way that the teenager's talking to her.
I kind of agree because she's like, well, actually, and you're like, okay.
Yeah. And she's like coming into her house. She already said that she spends way too much time there. They're 19 and 20. Like, it's about time to maybe like start getting out of the house. They said it's a small house.
Yeah.
Maybe set some rules of like spending some time elsewhere. And you're basically now like feeding another child, and you only had 3 children.
Yeah.
I mean, but how
Got
poor
4 now.
are you? You don't got water?
That's possible, Danny. Let's not get into that.
You don't got water? You don't got a couple extra jugs? I just can't.
No, and I think that
You're hogging the water. Like, I would laugh in someone's face.
An all-day metal jug is a bit excessive for going to chill at your boyfriend's place. That's a lot.
Well, she's must be there all day then. I would be like, okay, you can leave my house now.
What?
You're here too long.
No doubt in my mind, this family is so fucking dehydrated. No wonder they're assholes. We've got a hand in the back.
I'm trying to figure out
Thirsty
why
now.
a 52-year-old woman is having like such a difficult time having like a normal, calm, cool conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not fighting with a 19-year-old.
She came at her saying, other people live here too, and you shouldn't hog all the water.
I think this might be the last straw for her, though.
Yeah, they hate each other.
I think that this girlfriend is just hanging around a little too much in a small house.
Yeah.
Yes?
Well, I'm wondering what the girl's living situation, the girlfriend's living situation is if she's spending all her time.
She might come from water money.
Yeah. Maybe, what I mean is like maybe her living situation is even worse.
Or she's just not
water
allowed.
at that house.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't even know what water is. They have to drink each other's sweat.
Yeah, she's like, we have a well, but somebody pissed in it.
Well, like, why is that the location that her and her boyfriend are hanging
I think
out,
because she's not allowed to look her parents dead in the eye and then walk back to her bedroom to go fuck her boyfriend.
I have to say the small house
Seriously.
aspect is giving me some grace, because when there's too many motherfuckers in a small house, that's really tough.
Yeah.
It can get going.
And I can't imagine ever talking to my boyfriend's mother this way. I would rather die.
All right. Well,
I
that's
have a lot of trouble believing that you are a
way.
constantly
Your boyfriend's taking
respectful
notes.
individual.
Shannon, the daughter-in-law terrorist. Like,
If
die for
Everyone
this.
but her.
your boyfriend's mom was like,
thinks I'm
hey,
an
Shannon.
angel.
If your boyfriend's mom was like, hey, Shannon, you know, you're really breathing a lot of the air around here. Do you think you might take a tone?
I'm so sorry.
I'll give it back to you. Do you want to open up a lung?
I mean, that's like high quality air that they traffic in from outside. So, give her a
You gotta
break.
go all the way to the food for less, buy the plastic
Yeah.
canises with the air, and open them up into the bowl.
Exactly.
Well, because I remember, like, when I was a kid, I used to go over to my friend's house and I would literally eat all of their food.
Oh, you were that one.
And I can't believe that. Like, now as an adult who buys groceries, I'm like, holy shit, I was the worst little kid ever.
Lot of
Okay,
parents
I'll
Eat
meet
all
you
the
there.
groceries.
I'll meet you there. There's something like if someone comes to your house and just starts like digging around your fridge, like what the fuck are you doing?
It's worth noting that I've fed Danny dinner out of my own kitchen probably 3 times in the last 2 months.
So true. He never brings his
Wow,
own food.
I didn't know once rounded to 3, but yeah, thanks to
You've
the
had a lot of good
You know what,
bars.
Jake? The Trader Joe's chicken marsala wasn't that fucking good. I regret complimenting it.
Take it up with TJ's, man. I didn't make that shit.
Yeah. Well, you microwaved it. Oh, let's read the top descending comment. Okay, so somebody
right.
actually did descend here. Sonambulating sloth. Crazy idea. She could have brought her bottle already filled from her home instead of using resources in a house.
We gotta build a fort in the backyard.
Yeah. In a house she doesn't actually live in. You're right. It's not about the water. It's about the attitude. Opie tried being polite and she got attitude in return. Then the girl doubled down with even more attitude when asked to leave by the owner of the house. The girl seems to be forgetting that she doesn't actually live in this house. NTA.
I kind of agree.
I shadily do. I also think it's just like a little bit, like you don't have to pre-fill all your water. You know, you can just get water when you need the water. She's like, I gotta get my 8 cups a day in, and I'm gonna fill it at the house. Like, just have
she
one
might
cup
have
at a time.
actually been more understanding if she did, even though it was the exact same amount of water. If she like went back 8 times to like fill it up just a little bit, she's like, oh,
Okay,
she's drinking the right amount.
I feel like why are you saving it for later? You know?
If someone like kills the Brita, that's like a little bit of a. You should be refilling the
But
Brita.
gotta refill it.
Can't refill the Brita. Okay, that gives us
Why
some
can't
clarity.
Why can't you refill it?
Because there's no water, Danny. They live in hell.
I am the Dark Lord. Exit my house now.
You know, Christina, we only have so much water and stuff. So
I might go bang your son.
Okay, we had a hand over here.
I feel mom's concern, but it should have gone through the son before it even escalated. She should have sat the son down and said, hey, mom, you know our water, and like maybe try to have her come over less. Can you guys go to her house?
So she's you advocate that the mom go to the son, and then the son tell her, "Psst, don't have the water."
That's a good solution.
Talk to the son before you blow up on his girlfriend.
Yeah,
She did kind of
definitely
blow up.
handled
Yeah.
this very poorly.
So we're gonna go you, then back to you.
Talk to the son and have the son go get water ahead of time before the girlfriend.
Holy shit.
She gets her own water. Yes.
You gotta go to Tashi Station and get some power converters, all right? Get on the speeder bike. We're on Tatooine now.
Yeah. Cross the post-apocalyptic landscape.
Did you drink up all the water, though?
I did not.
Not applicable.
So she said
You done drank up all that water. I think there would have been a little bit of friction.
she said she lived with your boyfriend's parents during COVID. But what did you do? Did you violate any of the house rules? Oh boy.
She's
Be
like,
honest.
which one?
Be honest. Did you piss in the sink? Okay.
What was your worst crime?
The worst one?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be the time that his dad caught me smoking weed in the backyard.
Smoking weed in the backyard or the bathroom?
Oh, paraphernalia.
Backyard?
Were you smoking all the dad's weed, and that's why he was mad? Because there was none left for the house.
That's illegal.
I just wasn't sure if they were like anti-drugs, so that was very embarrassing.
Anti-drugs? What drug?
Ecstasy.
You got in the way of his laundry routine. He only does laundry on Saturdays, and you did laundry on Saturdays. And how did he address you?
Hey, he went to Kate and he said,
He went through your boyfriend.
yeah, like this is an issue, and we're like, great, we'll fix it. And voila, it was fixed, and we never had that issue.
So going through the boyfriend worked.
Communication
Okay.
is the key here. Yeah.
Wow, okay, Matt.
All right, last comment.
When I had a girlfriend at that age and we finished having sex and she was like, I'm thirsty, I went to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's the happier.
He went to the kitchen. There we go. It's a lot of chivalry. First it's get the water, then it's get the Clorox. The sink smells weird. All right, we have a
We have
happy...
an update. So she says, I have spoken to my son about the issue, and you all made me realize that it was deeper than just the water. We called her on the phone this morning, and I apologized for my reaction to the bottle. I told her and my son that I will work on my attitude.
We love that.
I think she is a sweet girl, and I feel horrible for the way I have been treating her. I have looked into purchasing a Brita pitcher.
We did it!
Wow.
To see if it was more cost effective. And my son's girlfriend now brings water from home, although I didn't tell her to do that.
Okay. Now that we know that water from home was an option, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
Yes, I brought a mule with some water on its back.
40 days it took me.
Yeah.
Now, she might have left this part out, but I think that the girlfriend should have apologized too.
No.
Yeah. This mom got alpha by this girlfriend.
She really did.
Like, I have to adjust my own attitude. Like, no, you guys need to problem solve together, and she owes her an apology.
Fuck that. I ain't apologizing to no one about water.
Come on.
No, that's ridiculous. You're coming at me hot because I drank some of your water?
Danny, this whole podcast is just like, I don't want to pay to sit in a coffee place. I want to drink everybody's water. No rules.
Yes, if I go to your house, I'm allowed to drink the water. That's crazy. In Arizona, the fucking worst state ever, it's a law that you have to give people fucking water. It's basically free.
No one should live there.
Wow, I guess I'll go back to where I came from.
Wow, DJ.
Pretty aggressive. Sorry, I'm just just a radical leftist communist who thinks water should be available.
Yeah, man, you gotta put that in check, bro.
Yeah. Let us dehydrate ourselves.
Yep.
All right, I think
we love a happy ending.
I think this is still pretty miserable. This.
What kind of people live talking about their water? This is the one problem modern society has. We literally piss in water unless you're Shannon. Like, there's enough water.
This family can still hear their son banging his girlfriend. Like, this is still a
fair.
pretty
They have
rough
bigger problems,
situation.
I can give a slight ding because it's a tiny house, and that's different rules, I guess. But AITA for blowing up at my son's girlfriend. I'm fighting here for a YTA. What kind of mother are you?
I feel like
ESA.
No.
Because I feel like the girlfriend's like effectively just like taking a gallon jug for herself.
It's not
and that's cool.
It is. It's a
And they're
big
buying
jug.
it.
A hydro flask is like 24 ounces.
She
maybe
said
30.
it's like the water that she needs to drink for the day, and I'm
That's
like,
a
you're
lot.
drinking at least 8 cups.
It's always
you should
a lot
be
more than
anyway.
you think it is.
8 cups, that's 2 quarts.
I think
That's
people
half
over
a
here.
gallon.
I didn't
people
come here
over
to do
know
math.
that adults shouldn't talk to. It's a 19-year-old. You don't need to get that hot, that heavy. Like, have a little bit more grace here. Communicate with the son. I'm going YTA.
Ooh.
Thank you.
What are you?
Thank you.
Oh, I don't even know. I'm torn.
I'm
I don't-
ESH.
I could go there.
All right, are
I
we
could go there.
ESH? Round of applause. That means everyone sucks here.
Okay.
Ridiculous.
Okay.
Ridiculous.
All right. Now, are we YTA?
Wow, I think the audience is more
Healthy
ESA.
split.
Thanks, guys.
All right, well, enjoy your sad little
House is
waterless
split.
lives, you freaks. Come to my house, all the water you can drink.
On the bathroom floor.
Oh, yeah.
It's a leaky bathroom.
I got another shower curtain. Yes.
What does this one say?
Fuck you. What's that?
Can I have the Topo Chico?
Yes, you can have 1 Topo Chico per visit. Those are my rules, not Jake's. Jake has unlimited. Give it up for Jake. We have unlimited Topo Chico at Jake's house.
We are a beverage
That's
house.
generous.
This
That's
problem
generous.
would never happen in the Davis Snell household, I can tell you that.
All right, we're excited for this. We're going to try something new. We're going to call one of our dear listeners, good friend of mine. Give it up for Kat. She's going to read a situation. Give it up. Give it up. Let's go crazy. Here we go. Come into the light. Come into the light, Kat.
Okay.
Here we go.
Coming into the light. Hello. This is my actual situation. From 2 days ago, AITA for bailing on buying pants. During my lunch break, I often stop by a nearby thrift store to browse. It's the Brentwood Goodwill. I just wanted to sound fancy. Yesterday was one of those, why did I wear these pants? I hate them days. So I was excited to find some great pants in my size. One of my favorite brands too, for $7 and new. What a steal.
That's crazy.
I know.
What's $7?
What a
these
bargain.
days?
No,
That's how much water costs.
They were aloe, brand new aloe pants. Amazing. On my way to the checkout, I also spotted a second pair in another color and style, and so I scooped those up too. It was going to be a good day. But the checkout at this particular store, the Brentwood Goodwill, is kind of awkward.
Not naming any names though.
And it's not always easy to see where the line begins. And sometimes people stand in weird places that they think is the line, but isn't. On this day, I spotted one person ahead of me and stood behind them, as one does. When I then handed my 2 pairs of pants to the cashier, who started to ring me up, I hear, "Excuse me, I was next," from behind me. That's when I turn around to see someone with a giant cart with multiple items standing behind me. For context, there was only one checkout person working there, and there were no other people in line, and pretty much no one else in the entire store. In other words, a slow day, and this person couldn't have been waiting long. I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't see you there." It seems like any reasonable person would have then said, "Go ahead, since I only had 2 items and was already half checked out already." And they had a cart full of like 50 items. But they didn't say that. So I said go ahead, and they did go ahead. This is where my potential assholery comes in. I did have time to wait behind this offensively lawful neutral person. That was for you, Jake.
Thank you.
But I needed them to know how unreasonable their "my turn, I go first" attitude was. So I looked at my watch and I said, "Oh, I actually have to go back to work now. I'll come back later," to the cashier, as I hung up the pants and headed out. Like, just so full cart person at least knew that the situation and context was sometimes more important than who got there first sometimes. I realize I kind of shot myself in the foot here because I didn't get the cool cheap pants I wanted. But in the moment, I needed this person to know how unreasonable they were being. My husband says I was the asshole because this person was there first, and even though it would have been nice to let me finish checking out, I shouldn't expect that of people, and I should assume that the rules are standard even when they don't make sense. I don't think I am, because I only ended up hurting myself. I had to wear pants that I hated the whole rest of the day. But maybe I am, because I only announced my exit in the hopes that it would make Scrooge McFullcart feel a little bad. Thank you.
Give it up for Kat, everybody. Give it up. Give it up. And your pants look great, by the way. I don't know if those are the ones. Those were not the ones. Sad to see. I think my first thought here is, you know, it is kind of funny to me that, Kat, you sent this message, but you really did have time, so your message is kind of like a lie.
What do you mean?
Well, she made it up. She actually did have time, so she created a context where this was a problem, but it actually wasn't really a problem.
That's a walk.
Well, she wanted
It's not a walk. She made it a problem.
She wanted them to know.
Wanted to know what? That it was plausible that she had to be back at work?
Yes, exactly.
I think she's aware of the plausibility that people have jobs. She made it up.
She did make it up.
To make the person feel guilty as well, presumably.
I feel like,
that person did not. I'm sorry, Kat, but that person did not feel guilty. That person's just like, I got to go first. Scrooge McFullcart strikes again.
Hey, but she was first, too, you know? Like, it was her right.
Okay, you know what? Kat, I got your back, okay? So here's the thing.
Boy.
I think you should have escalated this way further. Look, we've all been to the Goodwill that's being talked about here. Brentwood Goodwill, we all know the one, right? No, you don't?
I can't afford it. I have to buy water.
Total chaos. If a cashier makes eye contact with you and says, "You're next," guess what? You're fucking next. If I were you, I would have just started grabbing more shit. Everything I could have gotten. Rip the tags off. Make it a whole thing. Look them dead in the eye and says, "I got nowhere to be." Just let that person cook with anger. I think this was.
Why would
this
that
could have
make
been
that
way
person
worse.
angry?
Because now they're waiting on you.
No,
Yes.
they
Now they're
wouldn't
waiting
let them
longer.
Go ahead. To see what's.
I think that would have been totally
So
fine.
you're saying grab a bunch of shit and then cut the person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
Well, the
I think
courteous
this is-
thing to do if
Yeah.
you're the person with the very full cart is like, oh no, go ahead. You just have 2 items.
That's ideal.
Yes,
That's
that's
a
what Kat was
courtesy.
going
happens,
for.
like, most of the time.
That's line
I feel
law.
like at places.
That's line law.
No, that's not line law.
That's line
That's
law.
a courtesy. It's a kindness. It's not necessary. The rules of the line are the rules of the line are whoever
No,
there
it is a
first goes
courtesy.
first.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
That's
It's
a very
That is
that
the
is
very
premise of the
clear rule.
line.
Yes.
I think that if there is confusion, if there's debate about who is next in the line, I think it comes down to if you 2 items, two pairs of pants, you can't wait on 2
Maybe
pairs
the
of
lady
pants.
was in a rush to get to work.
Now, did you go back and get
her shopping
pants
cart?
At all?
I did not.
Oh,
but
so
No.
next day, yesterday, I went to Buffalo Exchange and I got 2 almost as good pairs.
Okay, all right.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went to
We got the pants.
So,
I know.
were they
We
more
got a hand.
expensive too?
A little bit.
Yeah, Buffalo Exchange, that'll get you.
Yeah.
So I think it's funny because I would have been an asshole in the situation in a different way.
Okay.
I would have lied, but I just would have said, "Oh, do you mind actually? Can I just finish checking out? I gotta go back because my lunch break." I would not have asked, but I would have pretended that my lunch break.
Yeah, that would have
There you
been.
And that would have been a
She
big
didn't think
win.
quick enough on her feet. There.
I would have.
You-
Yeah.
None of it after the
You were
fact.
too kind of a person here where your act of villainy was, you feel bad. Okay, bye.
Sociopaths don't feel bad. That's the problem with that strategy.
And Scrooge McFullcart never feels bad.
I honestly honestly think you just screwed yourself here.
Yes.
Really.
This is like a very convoluted way to like sort of be the asshole, but only to yourself.
All right, we got a hand here.
I think that it's hard to expect other people to have the same morality that you have. Yeah, and there's a lot of autistic people out there.
Okay, so we're going straight to the spectrum. All right.
There's a lot of autistic people.
That's true. You never know.
It's plausible.
Most people from New York are on the spectrum.
Most people from New York are on the
That's
spectrum.
what they say.
That's what she just said. Not me.
And I take that
Go ahead.
personally.
How far was Cardi from the line? Is the question.
Way far.
Okay, so
Like,
screw her.
Oh, so she cut you. So she really cut you.
I worked at Old Navy, and there was not rules, but like if you see somebody like, oh, it opens up and you go. There's no like eye contact.
How long were you in for?
It's not fun.
Oh my God. Old Navy's just
brands myself, it's rough.
Don't go there when they're selling sandals. Don't do it.
up front.
I like that we have shopping tips now.
The husband supportive.
Why wasn't the Kat, why wasn't your
I
husband
know,
supportive?
yeah.
I wish he could defend himself, but he's parking right now.
Oh, he's parking.
He's still
a supportive
parking.
guy.
Missed your show.
Bring him to the after party. We're gonna ream this dude.
But so he is very he's lawful good in such a way where the rules are always the rules and you always sell stuff.
So he's a cop. Paladins are cops. We're not getting into D&D.
So when you came to him, were you like, check out this awesome thing I did, and you were expecting him to like root you on with this?
Yeah, it's more like, do you think that, like literally, do you think I was the asshole? And I was expecting him to say, no, fuck that other person. They were terrible, spouse. But it was like, yeah, you kind of were, because those are
But you didn't even do anything because, like, you didn't even know that you had cut them. It's not like you saw them and were like, no.
You inconvenienced their day and did nothing of any consequence. They inconvenienced your day and you did nothing of consequence back to them.
Yeah.
That's the definition.
I think this was a spousal miss. I'm willing to say that. I think you were the victim here, Kat.
I will say that it's always best to be upfront and like say what you actually want because it's hard to know that people.
Oh yeah, passive aggressive is my go-to.
Relatable.
AITA for bailing on buying pants. God, I think this might be a strange case of YTA because you fucked yourself.
Yeah.
You didn't hurt nobody but yourself.
No assholes here.
No assholes.
I think no assholes here.
Because she's a listener.
Take notes when he gets here. We're going to let him know about stuff.
Give it up for Kat, everybody. All right. We're going to wrap it up. We got like 4 minutes, guys. We'll go quick. AITA for calling an 11-year-old a dumbass. I got 2 nieces. One's an angel, Sophie. One's a spoiled brat, Audrey. Audrey's the eldest, gets everything she wants, always gets her way. When both of my nieces were over, we were playing charades and having a very nice time. Then Audrey rolled off the bed onto my cat tree and straight annihilated it. Like she's a skinny girl, but she completely destroyed the whole thing. Like a ballistic missile. When I asked her for an apology, she blamed Sophie and said Sophie broke it. I was bewildered and responded, I saw you do it, dumbass. Audrey hated it. Usually if she blames Sophie, she gets away with it. So she called her mom crying about how mean I am, telling her what I called her. Mom took her side and said, kids break things. That's what they do. Insulted me, and when I asked if she could help me buy a new one, she poor shamed me. What, you're too broke to buy another? Which is unfortunately true.
Jesus.
But we got plenty of water, he writes now. Then the dad texted me more insults and said I had no right taking care of any child because of my foul language, while his language is pretty colorful itself. Okay. I could have not cussed and taken a different approach, but I was honestly fed up. Now I'm out of a cat tree, and my family is upset. AITA.
That's my favorite last sentence that we've ever read on this show. I'm out of a cat tree, my family's pissed.
Well, I'm just curious of who, because these are her nieces. So she keeps saying the dad and the mom. Like, which one is her sibling?
I think it's the mom.
The mom,
Her
I think.
sister.
Well, because later it says here that the mom threatened to make her black and blue. And the dad said next time he saw me,
you don't say that to your sister?
But I just would like to know which one's the sibling, because I don't know, you feel like you could have like a little bit more of a conversation with them.
Yeah, and I think let's not blow this out of proportion. It's perfectly fine to call an 11-year-old a dumbass. You know what 11-year-old? You know what an 11-year-old is?
A dumbass.
Yeah, you all know. I got damn mouth
I think
marbles.
this is that thing of like, oh, you cuss, so you must be wrong. But like, this is a pretty light cuss. Like, I mean, it really doesn't even mean ass. I mean, I think it kind of means like a dumb donkey.
This is network TV cussing. They don't even believe that.
Dumbass, that's fine.
And you know what? Look, we were all old enough for 9/11. I think this kid's old enough to get called a dumbass.
That makes
were we
sense.
not?
9/11 jokes.
Are you still not processing it?
We are 0 for 2 on 9/11 jokes.
No, you were all old enough for it. It happened. We're all still here.
He's doubling down. No. I think this is an insightful comment here. Winslug 12's right. NTA completely deserved reality check for the golden child.
Totally.
There's Kat's husband. Give it up, guys. That's my boy Kyle. Be gentle with him. He got me into a one wheel. All right. Yeah, I just think like this, and this, by the way, what she did was fucked up too. She tried to put blame on the other kid. That's wrong, man.
Yeah, that's bad. Kid's a dumbass. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Well, actually, I have family friends, and the older one is kind of
A dumbass.
a jerk to his little brother. And one time I was like, nobody likes a tattletale, and I got in so much trouble by the parents that I was like paying dearly for this for a long time. I just think sometimes parents like
Are dumbasses.
can't imagine that their kids are like ever in the wrong.
The parent in the back laughed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this is a family of dumbasses, and I think that's all it is.
And you know what's worse than being a family of dumbasses is not having a cat tree.
Yeah. Now you're dumb and don't have a cat
You know
tree.
what cat trees are?
They're fake
They're
trees.
so
the cats climb.
expensive,
They're like what
someone
cats
said.
jump up
Really?
on.
How much does a cat tree go for?
Like a good cat tree that isn't gonna break.
A good cat tree, of course.
$100.
$100? Oh my God.
Do you think a $100 one could be broken by an 11-year-old?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
anything could be broken by an 11-year-old.
I just don't get why they
That's
won't buy it for her. They all suck.
Dumbasses, yeah.
Because they're doing that thing of like, oh, we got you. You said a curse, so now we're right.
The ancient law of don't curse has been invoked.
Total bullshit. Here we go.
Regardless of which kid did it, it sounds like one was willing to blame the other. So I still think that he or she, was it a she?
Yeah.
She deserves a new cat tree, I guess, at the end of the day.
Absolutely. If your kid breaks something, you got to cover it.
Yeah, and
That's
then
parent
blaming it
law.
on your little sister. Yeah, she deserves it, in my opinion. But I actually also did have an aunt and uncle that used to kind of bully me a little bit.
What?
Yeah.
Shannon, the show's almost over. You can't drop that.
Let's wrap up on it, Shannon. It better be good. We're out of time.
Well, no, just like her and my sister who's older, and my aunt and my uncle used to like make me cry, and then I would be like, I want my mommy, and then they would be like, I want my mommy.
Oh my God.
I'd be like, my God.
Are your aunt and uncle Brandon from earlier? Like, what?
I kind of get why you piss in sinks now. I'm sorry.
And that's the show. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. By the way, we're going to be at
Hollywood Tie.
Hollywood Tie right across the street. We'll be partying for
Tie
a bit.
full bar.
Danny's picking it up.
I'm not picking it up. I'm going to be drinking water, my favorite drink, baby. All right, we'll see you there.